Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Rachel McLaughlin and I make lifestyle videos here on YouTube. Today I am going to be talking about something that I kind of alluded to in my last video about infertility. So infertility is a journey that my husband and I have been on for about 2 years now. If you want to know more about that story, I will leave both the videos from 1 year and 2 year marks down below. But today I'm going to talk about something that's actually very uplifting and hopeful, especially if you are going through infertility yourself. So in that video, I talked a little bit about signs from God of hope. What I believe to be signs from God. I feel like this is something that maybe a lot of people won't understand, maybe a lot of people won't believe, but to me, it gave me chills, it makes me cry, it's just something that I definitely believe is my sign from God of hope in this journey. How this all began. After I had this really bad day, the next day I was on YouTube and I was listening to kind of like self-help motivational videos. I ended up watching a lot of the Oprah Winfrey's Soul Sunday videos. I also watched the Gabrielle Bernstein Super Soul Sunday, and she talks about how the universe has your back. Definitely one of the best videos I've ever watched. Her story really gave me the chills. But one of the things that she talked about, she also struggled with infertility or trying to conceive and infertility and all that. She talks about how listening for the signs that God and the universe is giving us. So she was writing this book or on her computer or something in her office one day, and she looked out the window and she saw like a bunch of turkeys out there. For some reason, she asked the question, what is the spiritual meaning of a turkey? And so she Googled it, and the spiritual meaning of a turkey is abundance and fertility. Obviously, that was a sign for her. The way that she told the whole story, it definitely moved me, and it gave me chills. I think I cried actually. So I kept thinking about the turkey and how that symbolizes fertility and abundance. I just had a lot of fear built up about some of the things that I wanted to do, sharing this journey with so many people, ways I want to help those going through infertility. I felt like this sign of the turkey and abundance and fertility and watching this, it uplifted me so much. That wasn't necessarily my sign from God. I do think that I was directed to watch this video. I feel like I don't typically watch that kind of stuff all the time. It was very random for me to watch that video. And I definitely think that I needed to hear what she was saying. A few days later, I was visiting with my nephews at my brother's house. And I don't know how to explain this to you all, but I feel like I have such a connection to both of my nephews, but definitely to Stanton, my first nephew. And the reason is not because I love one more than the other. That is totally not what I'm trying to say here. When Stanton was first born, he was the first baby to come into our family's life in so long. Like, we had never had a baby after me and my sister were born. It was the first miracle I think that I ever witnessed, walking into that room and seeing that life. Yes, I had seen other babies, but it's just different when it's a part of your family. What stood out to me so much in that moment when he was born was the amount of immense love that I had for this child. And I don't know if it's because he's a part of our family or what, but it was just so much love. He truly, I say this a lot, he truly taught me what pure love is. Another thing he taught me was that I could purely love a child that was not biologically mine. And I don't know if this will ever happen. It's not something that we are doing right now. But for the longest time, I have been interested in adoption. It's something I feel like I want to do in my lifetime, is adopt a child. I don't know when or how or any of that. I felt like after that moment, he taught me that I could love a child that was not biologically mine. And I've never felt that kind of love ever. I feel like I have this connection with him that I have with no one. I know I wouldn't be able to get through this without tearing up. It's not sad tears, it's happy tears. But I just feel like he teaches me so much about life, and it's like the world stops when I'm with those boys, both of them. The amount of happiness and pure love and pure joy that I have when I'm with them is crazy. I say that all because I'm going to tell you the story about my sign from God. I give you all of that as a backstory to why my mind went to this when this particular thing happened. So I went down to my brother's house and I was visiting with them, and these little boys are so loved. They have so many toys. So their parents, my brother, trying to teach them about giving instead of always expecting toys and stuff like that, because when we go, they always want little prizes and stuff like that. So my sister-in-law had just like talked about with him, like, you know, giving toys to people that maybe they don't want or something like that. But it wasn't nothing major at the time. It was just casual talking, you know. That was mentioned earlier. Well, as we were leaving for the weekend, Stanton come up to me and he had this toy and he said, "Rachel, I want you to take this. I want to give this to you." And he has never, I'm pretty sure, never given a toy to anybody. Definitely never given it to anybody that in my family. And definitely not something you would expect them to do because they're always expecting toys. So he comes up to me and he gives me this toy. Out of all the tons and tons of toys that he has, this is the toy that he gave me. And it's a turkey. And this might sound crazy to a lot of people. And in that moment, I was like, oh my God, this is a turkey, and it's a turkey. But I was just telling him, oh my gosh, thank you. And I was just fighting back the tears because obviously only I knew what that symbolized for me. Obviously you can tell every time I think about the story, it just makes me tear up. I really think that God sent me that sign to tell me that abundance and fertility is in my life if I just stay hopeful. It was definitely a sign of hope for me, and it was just, I don't know, you can tell it just makes me so emotional. And when I had come home, I came home and I was telling Tyler about it. Even Tyler was like laughing, like we were like, oh my gosh, are you serious, you know? And so I don't know, it was just something that truly gave me hope and something I really felt like was a sign from God. It's just given me a lot of comfort and so much love for my family and for this life that I've been given. And I cannot wait to see the abundance and fertility that is in my future, and I will constantly be listening for signs from God. This is just one example to share with you all, for those who are going through this, to be listening, to keep praying, and know that God has your back, and that when you're down and out, to turn to God, to pray, and you have to be listening for your signs. So this is my little story. I hope that you all enjoyed hearing about this. Yeah, if you've had signs that you feel like are from God or from the universe or whatever, leave your stories down below. They're so inspiring and moving for me, and I love hearing about them from you. So thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you on my next video. Bye guys.